And I found myself getting dismissed by guys all the time, and I couldn't understand it. I was like, why am I never good enough for love? Why do they always make it work with the next woman that comes along? Why is it never good enough for me to have it? And the problem with that is once somebody makes you feel shit, you find yourself going back to them to improve it, because you go, well, you took it away, so you can give it back. So you make more effort. You try and look prettier and nicer, make more effort with them, which drains you, and they end up giving you fewer and fewer breadcrumbs. And the only person that's left feeling shit in that situation is you, right? Because you're left in a really powerless position. And after a while, this really takes its toll. And I found myself just feeling really vulnerable and like shit constantly. And I remember going for a walk along the River Thames, and I was like, I am tired of it never working out for me. Why the fuck am I not good enough? I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll jump in. Yeah. Facebook status dead. Start a page, bitches. Start a page. But I looked down, I thought, water does look a bit dirty. I know what I'll do. I'll write a letter to the universe. Great idea. So instead, I made a great big long letter to the universe where I wrote down everything that I felt bad about, everything that I hated, all the qualities I disliked in myself and the way I'd been treated. And it felt so good to get it off my chest and down on paper in black and white in front of me. And I stood on the end of that bridge, and I threw this letter out. The wind threw it back in my face. Twice. So I was living with my mum at the time, right? And my mum was like, Louisa, I'm worried about you. You're crying a lot. You're crying all the time. You're not yourself. And I was like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I keep crying all the time. She's like, I think you should go to the doctor. Okay, but I don't know what I'm going to say to them. Just go to the doctor and see if they can help. Okay, I'll just go to the... Hi, doctor. Thank you for seeing me. Sorry, I know you're really busy. I didn't mean to disturb you. I know you're very busy. Thank you very much. I won't take any more of your time. So no, I don't even need to sit down. I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm so sorry for disturbing you. I'm actually fine. I'm fine. I just keep crying all the time. I don't know why I'm crying all the time. But genuinely, I'm fine. I just can't stop crying. And okay, so like the other day, a train went past. I really wanted to jump in front of it, but I didn't. Like, I'm fine. Like, I'm absolutely fine. The doctor was like, Louisa, okay. I think you might be suffering from depression. What? You are such a dick. I haven't got depression, have I? I clearly haven't got... Do I look homeless? Do I look fucking homeless? What have I got to be depressed about? I'm not depressed, dickhead. I'm not fucking depressed. And actually, that's a really shitty thing for you to say to me. It's like, Louisa, I'm just trying to be honest. This is like the 7th time you've been in to see me in 3 days. Because I need a friend. Hello. Louisa, I'd like to help you. Look, I'm going to help you, and I think something will help. And what I'd like to prescribe you is some antidepressants. Oh, my God, you are such a twat. I don't need antidepressants. Do I look like a smackhead? Do I look like a smackhead? I don't need antidepressants. I'm not fucking taking antidepressants. You know what? I don't trust you, bitch, because you put me on the pill once, and that sent me batshit mental. So I'm not taking anything that you prescribe me. This is everything that's wrong with the NHS. This is everything that's wrong. That's right, fucking... She's like, Louisa, please. 1 in 4 people are on them. 1 in 4? Oh. Well, that's quite a high number. And then it's like, shit, how come that's not in my face, 1 in 4? How come it's in my face every day of the week what circumference my thigh should be? How come it's in my face all the time what I can do to diet, to change my body shape, because I've got to look a certain size, make sure that I'm a certain size, make sure that I can be skinnier. But am I too skinny? Don't be too skinny now, babe. Nobody likes if you're too skinny, but don't be too fat either. Make sure you look young. Make sure you've got anti-wrinkle cream. Do you need Botox at the age of 22? On every place that I go to, on every shelf, on every magazine cover, it's all the ways that I can change because I'm too fat or too skinny or too old or too young. Am I having too much sex? You're not having enough sex. If I've got a wedding to go to in 2.5 weeks' time, I know what diet to take to make sure that I can lose a stone in 2.5 weeks. And even when I say that very sentence, there's bitches in here thinking, a stone in 2.5 weeks, babe? What's the name of that diet? Like, how come? Tell me why. How is that so normalised? How is that so normalised and part of my everyday psyche, but it's not normalised, and I've never heard of it, that 1 in 4, I've never heard of 1 in 4, that if I'm sat on a bus and I'm feeling desperate and sad and isolated and vulnerable, and maybe there's not a particular reason why, because no one's died, but it's a feeling that won't shift, that if I'm sat on the bus and the bus is full, the likelihood is that someone sat behind me has felt just as desperate, just as isolated, just as sad, and just as fucking vulnerable. And do you know what? Actually, There's comfort in knowing that, because that makes you connect to another human being, and already you feel slightly better, because all we ever want to do is connect. So how come it's not in my face every fucking second of the day that sometimes it's okay to not be okay? Why the fuck is that not fucking in my face? Because 1 in 4, that's a high statistic, right?